Hey, Jim.
Mike, how are you doing, buddy?
Good. How are you?
Been good, been good.
Good.
Nice job on this one.
Thank you. You helped
Yeah.
me.
Yeah, but you guys still paint it and do all the work, so you had the colors, so you did pretty well.
Yeah, drawing that little bitty horse is but fun.
Yeah, yes. Trying to get that little bitty thing to look like a horse without, you know, gobs of paint. Uh, yeah. Nope. Let me see, get this set up.
This is a real beauty you picked tonight, Jim.
I thought you said you liked it, so good, good. Um, yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun. A lot of color for something so dead, you know.
Looks great.
Yeah. Pretty simple. Look. Well, seems simple because it's a lot of boxes, drawing wise, and so hopefully, I think this one probably gonna have a lot of knife work in it. I think that's what would really probably enhance the paint this photo to become a painting. But last week we did this one, and you guys did some super work on it. Um, yeah, this getting this guy right here to read cleanly and nicely without being in your face too much is always one of those little things you got to push and pull all the time. Yeah, and some of these guys back in here probably could be just a hair brighter too. Uh, and I probably, a little too orange, but we have. It was fun. I liked painting it. It was a lot of it. It was interesting painting odd shapes like that aren't rounds, squares and things like that. So interesting. All right. Speaking of interesting, all right. Today we'll be moving on to another. Well, again, it has some animals in here, but this is like this photo. I've had this photo for so many years, and I've always wanted to go. I should paint this. I should paint this, but I just never got. Always figured got something else I wanted to paint before it. But I decided let's go for it. But this is what I've been doing lately. I've just been going. I got to get those painted, get them out of my hair. I don't want to see them ever again. I can get them out of my to-do list, and makeup. But this was is a real interesting one. The cows came um, from Karen out in Colorado. These are her cows. I took it from a photo she had, and I photoshopped them into this scene because without it, it was just like very flat, 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 and too many of those just kind of was probably was the reason I didn't want to paint it. I wanted to paint it because I love the colors and like the kind of mood. I just didn't like everything about it, and it's probably because of everything was kind of laying out very horizontally. Let me pull it up, and we will get going on it. Good to see everybody here. We even got Linda Mack today. I can't believe it. She finally Florida finally must be getting tired of her.
I've been back and forth to Chicago 4 times in the last 5 weeks, so I'm now finally back here.
For good?
The paint. Yes. I had to go get stuff I'd put in storage 4 years ago.
Did you drive?
I drove a 12-foot box truck myself from there to here.
By yourself?
Penske lady, yes.
My gosh, what happened to everybody else? Where's everybody? Where's your
I didn't want to listen to them for 16 hours.
Oh. Okay. Oh, I forgot one thing here. So yeah. Well, oops. I cut everything out here. Okay, there we go. Um, back to this. Sorry about that, Linda. Uh, yeah, well, this is what it looks like, black and white values and stuff. Values. This is what I liked about it because of this area right in this area right in here. I just love the darks and how they were, pushing things, forward and making them look. I just thought that was, it had a real nice timeless feel to it. But it's just that's the thing is that's all it had though. When I would that's why I wanted it. I added you know added the cows here just to give us an in, more of an in and reason and sometimes that's what it's missing. You've got this dead you know scene, but it's really nice. There's some beautiful color in it, but it just doesn't have any life. And sometimes, well, that's the reason it doesn't have any life, because there is no life. So if you add just a cow, you add a chicken. Chickens were the other thing I was going to add, but I said, oh, you guys don't. We've done chickens before. I've seen that. I've seen that one. And no horses or something like that, or a guy in there. Sometimes you add those things, they work. So, just little things sometimes will bring the story to the painting. And that's what these guys did. And again, Karen, thank you very much for some of your photos you sent in. This one I put to good use. Okay. Grays, definitely, yeah, you got this, the sky is definitely the lightest area and stuff. And that probably looks like it's a 2.5 to 3 value. Then you got your hay, your dead grasses and stuff. Those are around 4s. Then everything else is just kind of goes, falls in from there to down to 9s almost. You get some of these buildings back in here that are really kind of, not much there. I mean, they're pretty much pretty dark, but they're really rich in reds. That one is. I like that one. But these guys down here, I just look at the windows and I go, I just know how to put those guys in. I look, that's a palette knife scratch. There's a lot of scratches in it. And I think that's, half the thing is when I pick out something, I look at it, I, kind of feel I know how to paint it right away. I know what the base, if it's all brush or if it's all knife or it's when the knife got to come in. But, it just, you can just see that all the grasses, definitely a ton of knife work would be beautiful in there. Some bristle work too, bristle brush work, but some knife work will be beautiful, So it's just talking about some thick paint that's going to be scumbled over a lot of dark colors. So we can see some, have a lot of richness to it. Okay. Speaking of color, there's our color version. Yeah, look at that. The color in this barn, man, that I wonder what color that is. Oh, geez, what color could that be? Oh, what? Yeah, what color would that guy use? I have no idea. Oh, look at that. You can see how I pasted it together. I didn't even, yeah, I did such a terrible job pasting. Pasted that one right up against that thing. Yeah, it looks fine from back here, but you get up close and we just have to soften that edge. This edge right here against the underneath here, that should be a soft, irregular edge, right? That yellow thing, okay? When I cut and pasted and stretched some things, and that's what one of those things that I don't do a lot of. I just let it go. I guess I just didn't look too close. It looked good from if I didn't zoom in on it like I just did. Now these rich reds and stuff. Look at how they kick this barn, the greens in this barn, force it up front and stuff. So that's going to be fun to do. And then you got the warm reds, in front of it here, the little orange oxide, transparent oxide reds. Those are transparent oxide reds. Those are some really good stuff. Back here in this guy, that is the regular oxide red light mixed with green. That's mostly what that's going to be right there. Those or Terra Rosa with phthalo green. A lot of phthalo green, right, guys? I know you all love to paint with phthalo green. Oh boy, that's my favorite. The roof, the roof is pretty interesting. It's got a lot of blues and grays in it and stuff too. And then that sky is one of those kind of a weird colors that it's going to be kind of weird to get. We'll probably have to play with a few different colors trying to get it, because it's just not a because you can see it's warmer than the green we have down in here, this lighter area down in here on the barn here. So it's a lot warmer. So it has to be probably I'm thinking it's red. I'm thinking it's a red gray. So probably maybe cad and blue. And on the real red side, tons of white. Back here you have the silo that you can barely tell that's what that is. Not a big thing if it doesn't get put in. Not a real big thing. It looks like they have this wood up here on the roof here, probably to keep the ice from falling down and killing people. So as we got a little bit of everything going on in this one. You got a nice tree here over here in the corner that just kind of helps border the painting and start leading you in, and tells you to don't come off here, stay inside. You got the trees behind there too, the nice scraggly trees coming around and keeping everything pointed inside to the painting. Stay to the painting, stay on that painting. Okay, that's all you got to do. Remember, stay on the painting. So this is going to be kind of fun. A lot of greens, a lot of warms, and then some cows. They're, like I said, the cows. I just dropped them in. They definitely need a soft shadow underneath them. I did not go that far. I just dropped them in and wanted to see how they and placed them. And I thought they worked good here. I didn't want them to be so blatant that they just jumped out at you. So this kind of works. So they might be huge too. These cows might be too big. But hey, it's a painting. We'll be able to get away with that little kind of stuff. But the other, I think there could be a lot of fun in this one. So let's see. Any questions? Okay, we gave you the time. We are going to go and play. Okay, over here to the spotlight.
I had a question.
Too late. That was 2 seconds. No.
Are those cows way in the back? I came in late, so I don't know if you already talked about it.
What about the cows?
By the fence there, are those 2 cows there? They're kind of hard to make out.
There's 2. There's 1 cow standing on top of another cow. You see that with the back legs standing.
They're busy back there.
Yeah, they're busy back there. There's 4 cows all together.
Oh, all right.
And
so what's the dark stuff by the fence?
Yeah, that's just dark
stuff.
Dark stuff. That's just dead
Okay.
growth and age.
All right. I'm not good at bluffing, but I'll try to do my best.
just do it with color. Think about it as the cows are going to be cooler in the
Okay.
bluish tones, and that's going to be in the reddish tone. That's going to have some warmth to it. So it's going to got to be separate. Keep it that. That's the
Okay.
only way to separate them out because the values are too close together.
All right.
yeah.
Well, we'll see how you do it.
Oh, sure, sure. Yeah, you missed it. We were talking all about your painting, just saying that, we think that was probably one of your best paintings you've ever done.
Oh, well, thank you.
Yeah, yeah.
It made me sweat a lot. I had my moments.
Oh, it was a good moment. Congrats.
Well, thank you.
Here we go to this. Oh, here's the color. Still got to get some printing ink, but the values over here are just a little light compared. Not too bad, really. The 10's gone, 9's gone, 8's light. So, but we'll talk about it. White, a titanium white we'll be using. Cad yellow light, Cad red light. I got Cad orange. This is again pale ochre, yellow ochre. Oxide red light, and then we have alizarin crimson, cobalt blue hue. I'm just gonna make sure I get all the color out of there. Phthalo green on the blue shade, oxide, transparent oxide red, and then I get some Cad red medium up here too, but I have not used that, but I might use that today because that might be, looks like it could be this barn color, really close to it already. And if not, I'll show you how to mix it. Probably alizarin and Cad light usually work together pretty well. So this is what we'll be painting. We're going to need some nice bristle brushes, different types. Got some filberts, and I got some regular square heads. Big brushes. I got my big brushes. They're going to do all the damage. Then some synthetics to hopefully to come in and clean up the cows and help put in the sharpness to the painting. Little brush just in case. All right. Get these guys out of here. Colors. All right. Since Kathleen, you were late to class, what colors do I start with for this barn? Kathleen? Oh, don't tell me she muted herself. Okay.
I would say your green and the alizarin.
Green and alizarin. Okay.
Phthalo.
Phthalo. Okay. Phthalo green and alizarin. See, if you would have been to class on time, you would have learned that I know that's not what I wanted, but it's gonna be in there though. It'll probably be in the cows. Okay. So it's a definitely and you never know. It could end up being in there. Who knows?
Well, then how about cobalt blue and alizarin?
No, wait a second. I didn't ask for that color yet.
Okay, I'll shut up.
Now we're going phthalo. So first colors, we'll do phthalo green and alizarin crimson. One on the green side, one on the alizarin side. The second one, I'm sorry, I'm going to have to overrule you on this next one. We're going to oxide red light and phthalo green. One's going to be on the red side. Pretty heavy, probably too. This one's going to probably be a really, pretty big jumps. I think really to get that green, you're just gonna have a little, you're gonna have some red into it. I mean, Phthalo will be able to take care of it. But I'm not sure if that red, even this red here is going to be enough to get to this color. Might be. We'll find out when we add white to it. Right now, we're just making our darks. Okay, what was the other one, Kathleen, to go to?
The blue, cobalt blue and alizarin.
Okay, everybody, cobalt blue and alizarin.
Well, I don't see much purple, but oh well.
It's really dark.
Yeah, that's true.
And the thing is, you're going to need it for the beasts.
Definitely. Yeah.
Definitely when we paint these guys, you're going to need some blue and white, and you might need some blue gray and stuff. So you were really right. And good for you.
Just out of order.
Okay, give me another blue color.
How about the blue and the viridian or the oxide red?
Ah, there you go. Thank you.
I don't know why I said viridian. I was trying to come up with the red, but
That's okay. That's all right.
Venetian is what I was thinking, but that's like the same thing almost.
Yes, for us, yeah. This
So
color,
transparent-
I'm
Is
looking.
this transparent oxide red with the blue? Is that right?
No, not transparent. This is we're going with the oxide red light.
Oh, thank you. Okay.
That is the next color, though. Congrats. She did get the next color. So these colors, when we put enough white in, I think we're going to get the barn out of it. This one we might have to probably add just a little bit more blue to it because it's not really that strong. But we're going to get all the roofs and stuff out of this, and I'm going to add some more blue to it right now because it's on the brown side. And it needs to really be on the blue side. This one's probably a little bit too red, but I think I could probably even get that into some of these dead areas here. These colors also, when they tone back, these guys here could also be back in the farther back stuff. And this color here, maybe that color right here with a lot of white in, could be the sky. Maybe. Okay. Somebody said blue and transparent oxide would be one of our last colors. Then we'll need a couple lights, but not too much. Putting out the blue, and then I'm going to hit it with oxide, transparent oxide. This will make look at that. That makes it such a beautiful warm gray. You're going to find that all over in some of these darks in this building. That one's just a little bit too brown. And then this one. It's a beautiful color, these color combination. Looks like these guys are going to be really close to each other. Yeah. Slightly bluer, so I'm going to go more blue into that one. There we go. It's so subtle sometimes, but you can see the difference. All right, we're gonna very nice, good colors. Thank you very much, guys. Blast colors. We're gonna definitely need to get some transparent oxide and some red oranges and stuff for this down here. So I'm going to put out some transparent oxide. It might not need too much of anything. I'm going to go with ochre though. I'm going to put a little ochre into it. I got this pale ochre, so it's a weak color. So it's not going to overpower my this other weak color. So I'm just going to make sure I have one keep it kind of real, kind of a rich, strong, you know, I just don't want to use it by itself or else I would, you know, this color. So it's just a little bit of a color into that. That's really good. I need now those are really warm. I just need a kind of a cool version of it. So I'm going to go with alizarin. A little bit of alizarin. I probably don't need that much. And ochre. Same ochre. And it's going to give me see this, it's going to be just a cooler version of this. And I'll be able to use that in there too. And you never know, you might even get some of the building colors out of that too. We will see. We're not done yet, are we? Okay. Get a couple reds, and then we'll split these guys. These guys and take them to probably a value of 7 would be good. Maybe 8. Probably keep it at 8. I would keep it at 8. I think that's what the building is. Building. We go for this mid building because that's pretty much it. What was I saying? What color? Oh, reds. Okay, alizarin. Definitely alizarin. And just a touch of cad red into it. Not much. That's not bad. That just needs probably to be grayed out. And then that same color, alizarin, and just more cad red. More on the cad red side. Oops. Here we say, oops, you know, I put too much in. Yeah, that's too much. More alizarin. Okay. It's a little bit too much. I don't need that much. I need one brush full. Okay. More alizarin, and we're there. Okay. All right. So let's split these other colors up here. We got the base having about half, leave about half. Dark up there. And we'll just split these piles and let's see what happens. Hopefully I have enough of that. Just going to add enough white to about make them an 8 value. It might not be too much. Ooh, look at that color. Oh, man. Oh, I won't say it. Okay. That was see on the green. This looks red there up here. I just got to put more alizarin in it. It looks when I bring it here, it's green. Boy, I didn't more red. Really purple. Look how purple that is. That's really purple. Put it, okay, now it works. Okay, never mind. All right, add white to these guys. This is the color I was saying was probably gonna be this. And you can see it's very warm. And I was thinking this was the color for the reds, which might be. It's going to be close. We're going to be probably tinting these guys around a little bit because we can get them there. See what happened when green started showing up. So I'm putting a little more oxide in mine. Keep it on the red side. Might even let's just get it to 7 and leave it. I know it's probably at 8 yet. Not moving very fast here. There we go. Yeah, it's gonna be in there. We're gonna have to lighten these up probably. 8s, 7s, 8s. Alizarin. Oh, we're zoomed right past 7. There you go. We gotta lighten these other ones up. This might be. You guys that could be a way too much more. I was hoping to get that into these beasts, these cows, or steers. I'm not sure which they are. Okay, this is oxide red and blue. So you really start getting the real red to show through here. Well, it's close to that, isn't it? It's close to the barn for this guy down here. It's not too bad. Okay, remember that. I was hoping that these colors would end up being, up here. Be the roof colors. Interesting. Okay, these next two are going to be kind of a little surprise. I think it'd be this warm gray, brown gray. Definitely be able to get it in a lot of places. Definitely up front. This could be the color for a lot of stuff in here, but definitely a lot of this stuff we don't know what things are, just metal, whatever, age stuff. This is a great color for it. Look at it, falls perfectly into that dark area back in here. Definitely could go in the windows. Definitely could go underneath the gutter. Definitely this tree right here on the side of this brush, this bush there. And you're gonna find it. It can go everywhere. So this is like could be your magic color at the end. No, so that's blue and transparent oxide. Beautiful little gray green, and then you get the other version of it too. Guaranteed to go together and work. Now let's lighten up these guys. I have not put any yellows out for these guys or to yellow it up or anything. Let's just see what happens with a little bit of white. Yeah, just a little bit. These guys, not much. I don't even think these reds here are going to need it, but so we're going to add white to these guys. This is going to go a little different. We'll blow past. You're going to blow past 7 really quick, and you're probably up here around 5. That's what we need for for a lot of this stuff. All right. That is on the one side. This is going to be supposed to be on the yellow side. As you can see, it doesn't really do much. I'm going to probably, it fits in there, but it could go a lot yellow. I'm going to go back to the nape of my yellow here and push that in here a little bit more. It's almost like adding white. So, yeah, that's a lot better. That'll give me a nice mid-tone. Okay, these reds, take it easy on. I'm just going to put a touch down of red into each white into these sections here. I just want to just take the gray it out a little bit, not tone it too much. There we go. Pretty close. It's probably just a little rich. You probably could use just a touch of blue in it, just to gray it out. But let's see what this orange one does. Well, this is more orange. Either one of those are really close. Okay. And then the buildings, the other things, I don't see these guys really, it's this color very much, but you never know. Sometimes when you get, a building like this, sometimes you find more trash around it. Discarded water, beer, or not beer cans. Well, probably beer cans. But I was thinking more, gas cans and little things like that. Just little dots of crap you could put in here, basically to help move the eye around. That's all I would say. That's going to work out pretty good. I think I got pretty much everything I need, except for I need to take these two green, this green and blue. I'm going to need to take a piece of these guys and make them a little lighter. These greens, just for the building. Just these first few. Take them to about a 5. Oh man. What I'm saying, oh man, is because Kathleen was right. I was leaning on the warmer side for this building, and she hit it right. It's a little cooler than what I thought. I was thinking this one, oxide red one here, was going to be in there. They're both in there. I mean, they both are in there. So this one could go just a touch lighter. And we're going to be doing, again, like I said, a little bit of mix of everything. We'll be using a knife. We'll be using, we'll be doing a lot of the work with a brush, but I want to lay some paint in with a knife. Oh, that's getting really close. So I'm going to lighten that up a little bit more. And that one's just a little, I'm just going to put more alizarin in this one too. Just a little bit purple. And I might put a little green into it too, just to gray it out. I think it's just a little too purple. I can get that in there, and I can make that work. I can get it in the roof too. So, got a lot of colors here. A lot of good colors. This color, I want to see what these guys come down to too, if we add white to them. I was just looking for dead things. I was thinking this might, I go a little bit more on the green side with this color. I can go a little more green. Yes, a touch more green in that color on the green side here. Just a hair. I think I'm gonna have like all this, there we go, some richness, not too much white. I mean, it's really close. And then we'll get the sky. That looks definitely in close enough. We'll leave that there. All right, so we got everything but the big old massive sky here. I want to look at a few colors here for it. I'm going to look at oxide red and blue. Just wanted it on the red side. Might be it. Green and oxide red. I'm looking warm, and even oxide red and not oxide red, transparent oxide red, and might try those.
So, sorry, were those both transparent oxide red and something else?
No, these two are oxide red and blue, and one's oxide red and green.
Okay.
This transparent oxide red and green.
Okay.
I might even take over here and take this yellow. One of these guys is going to become the sky. This yellow is probably going to be way too strong. But one of these guys, I get it up there. And I don't kill it with white like that. But you can put it up there and you can feel it. That feels warm. And that was oxide red. Okay, so the transparent one's probably not right. But you never know. You got a big old area there. This is the cooler version. This is this is regular oxide red and phthalo green. You can almost see it in there. And then the next one is oxide red light again with blue. And that might be it. You know, it's a lot of, it's a big old area. And to just make it one color sometimes is kind of boring too. So having three colors like this, that you could do it, definitely. That's it. Oxide red and blue. Oxide red light and blue with white to about a 2. Is right gray. He looks a little pink and stuff here, but it's right. Also, here's, let's see, one little warm spot. Who knows? This could be, like I said, I got to take these guys down one more spot too. Yeah, it's closer to that. Okay, never mind for the sky. I'm thinking it for the grass. Lightening these guys up, maybe putting in just a hint of yellow. Looks like maybe cad yellow. Just a touch of cad yellow into them. Yeah, cad yellow. And that should do it. So I have some things that's a little too strong. That's good. I'll go over the colors for this one. Sometimes the best paintings are the ones that have the least amount of color. This one still has quite a few colors, but really the mixes aren't too bad. So we start off with alizarin crimson and phthalo green. One on the green side, one on the alizarin side, coming down to about a 7 value on these across the line here on the second row, and then brought them up to about a 5 on these other ones. Next to it is phthalo green and oxide red, coming oxide red light, and coming to a 7 and a little lower. Over here we have a alizarin crimson and phthalo in blue. Coming down, you can see how rich those guys are. I'm seeing those as, highlights in the cows. Probably these guys are probably closer. I think you're gonna find the oxide red and blue probably is gonna be your, real nice color for this in this painting, or highlights these cows. Definitely. Okay. Then over here we have blue and transparent oxide. Totally different color than the regular oxide red light. You can see the warmth come out of it and then come down here with some more light colors. These guys are going to be really key into some of these lighter areas here, just making sure that they don't get too bright, okay? Because you don't want to hold together there. Over here we have transparent oxide and my yellow ochre. Yellow ochre, just a little bit of yellow ochre, then you probably have to hit it with a little bit of white. If you don't, I have the pale ochre. And then bringing it down, basically go for the value, we'd be all right. Over here I had, that was alizarin crimson and ochre right here. And then with white, not much, didn't move it much and became really close to getting this barn back in here. In fact, might be just a touch bright. So I might end up using these guys first and then bringing some touches of these guys in there. And then some other barn colors for this closer one. That was just alizarin and cad red. Then I took some of these lighter colors here, these grays here, looking for the sky color. And it turned out to be this one here. This is alizarin. It's oxide. No, it's oxide red light and phthalo green. Mix really came out well. This is oxide red. No, wait. This is oxide red. Good. This is the blue. The blue one came out right. No, I'm sorry. The blue version, the oxide red and blue came out right. This is the green version, oxide red and phthalo green. And these are the ochre. Yeah, those ones. All right. So we're going to tint this canvas. I'm going to tint it red. Why red? Because there's a lot of mass of green in it. So I'm going to use the oxide red light for it. I don't really want it too warm. So I figure the oxide red will gray out the greens, these greens, so they're not going to be too potent. Okay, leave that there. All right, coming back, getting everything ready here. Okay. Just need to turn this enough where I can get my foot in. There we go. I'm gonna move. There we go. All right. Like I said, tinting this with a big brush. Just be nice to put some oil out. See, this color here might even be good down in here. So if you get a little bit down in there, definitely we know what goes in the sky, right? So you might be able to use it in the sky. I'm trying to run my brush out a little bit before I put too dark, make it too dark up there already. I am painting on like just a 12 by 16, pretty little. I just thought that this was probably going to be, good enough for this size. I think I can get all the details. Sometimes smaller paintings like this, have a better reaction to the brush strokes. Being smaller, sometimes they just feel like they feel better. So get rid of all this white. I'll be set. Pretty much that's it. All right, that's the abstract version of it. You're gonna have this tree over here, or a little bush right here coming in, be feeding in. A little bit of gate action here, stone wall gate going on in here. Now, kind of bring it down to about just a little lower than that. Right around just over a third, not a half though, right? Not half. And then tree there. That's filling back there, and just thinking now. Now, little things I always look for are relationships. The edge of this, if you look at where this roof is on this guy over here, this roof of this little red, it's going to be the red building here. So that line on the roof, if you bring it straight across, you run a line across here, you're going to get the bottom of this building. You're going to get all the windows, basically tops of the windows. And this thing that makes this whole area here just split in half. That's all you have to do. Split it in half, and then just a little bit more on this side than that side. The big door here. And if I need to go down, I know where everything has to come down. So this would be that shadow area. And the barn area up here should be just a little bit over what this is. This is like half right there. So just like I measure it, 1, 2, about 1.5. So that much. Well, basically, yeah, basically that far. Looking at, and then another half is half of that. So it's right about there. Here, there, and it's above that. Nice thing about these old barns is perspective sometimes can go out the roof. You don't need it. There's no such thing. This thing is just, but I should be laying flat here. I got to straighten out some things a little bit, and this guy will be ready. Good, go. Oh, here's the right behind it. We've got the silo. That's what I'm like too about this is that sometimes the silos are just kind of weird looking and out there. So I try not. Oh, did I draw it too big? Or not big enough? Anyway, I can, just one of those things. Squish it all in there, and then we'll come back and straighten it out. Just a little bit of thing here, trying to, even when you're doing these things, just giving things just a touch more tilt to them, so they, lean a little bit more, not falling down, leaning, but just little things, when you put them in here, just they have a little bit of life to them. These, of course, the fences and stuff are all going to go in at the end. Just wasting time here, I guess. This guy has just a little more angle to him, to his roof. Get a little bit of view to him. Okay. Oh, cows. Sorry. I screamed. Sorry, didn't mean to say it so loud. Yes, cows. I have some cows in this. Yeah, some of this stuff is just some back in here. It could, if it's a cow, if you want to make it a cow place, it's fine to make it a cow, back there. But basically, my cows are nothing more than a square rectangle, and with legs, and it's half of it is just catching the right angle for the neck. So they're easy to do, and then just squares. Just rounded off edges, corners though. Like I said, this one's pretty much was visually standing on the back of this guy. So just, when you do it, maybe just kick this guy down a hair more. so he doesn't get his, stand on his back. It's one of the things is, yes, if he's standing on, if you squish them together too, that's another way to go. I was just thinking, so they don't have that happening. Just a little bit more in the back and belly, round barrel belly in the middle, and you got it. Okay. See how easy that was? Amazingly easy. And then down in here, like I said, there's a little bit of a brick wall. Okay. And even on this stuff, if you wanted to run some red into this, value into this, these guys, this is what's going to happen here. We're going to take and just put all the colors in here and then come back with a knife and try to, mess it up a little bit. So just a little bit more. If you want to just, okay, something like that. Where's that? What's that? What's that? Oh, I know it. That was the background. Let's come down further. Okay. So, don't want too many things lining up back up here with the roof line. Down here, I don't care about. This is kind of like a cluttered feel. But up here, I would like, this woods back in here to not line up with this line here on the guy, and the same over here. That these guys are, it's going to be slightly higher, right? So even cheat that up a little bit. Well, it will look a lot better when you get some stuff. So there's your toning of it. All right. We are on to our first color then. Are we okay? All right. I'm going to go with the alizarin part first because I see a few spots I want to do this. The alizarin part, which is too much, really would like to get that, help me with the lines right away and get it strong right here underneath the eaves.
This is alizarin and what? Green?
Alizarin and phthalo, yeah.
Okay, thank you.
So I get that in there, and also the line in here. Start touching it down. Help you get those straight lines, even though they're not probably not going to be straight. Let's tone it in here. Just a little thin, let it go. So halfway for these windows too. Halfway in, almost here in between here and there, it almost splits in half. You might change that, but I'm going to get the bottom of the door a little bit. Maybe up the side here, there's a cheat it up a little bit. Okay. I'm gonna definitely do the roof of this building. That color. I might even come down here and do the little bit of this, just tone this side of the building. It used to be a little black building now. And I'll come back and put the red into it. A lot of little stuff like that. I'm not going to put in, definitely it could go into these guys here. I just didn't want to have to paint around them yet. Little things though, like this, into the ground would be fine. Get some darkness in, and again, maybe on the green side here. I'm going to go to the green side now. That was just the purple side. Now if you go to the green side, you can see a little bit of that green showing through. Definitely a lot of red in this thing, but I just want to, this is one of your darkest darks, so good to get it in here. Now I got this purple in here. I'm going to come back with a green and push the green a little bit more here and there, in the bottom especially. Now there's a few spots, look like two big doors in the middle that have a lot of green to them. One here, one here, maybe a little bit. I'm just starting the streaks, just pulling down the purples and the blues. Oh, I have this leaning so badly. I have it leaning in, but I don't think it's going to end up being that quite that. I don't think so. Anyway, okay, the next colors, and it's going to just go right to them, to the phthalo green and oxide red light. I can see this in this warmth. It has a little bit of warmth, and that's kind of neat in this area right here before we lighten it up. And probably right on the edge here, usually a little bit of red right there on the edge of that square. Split these guys. This is the green side too. Okay. Full blast, it's just we'll have to run, just looking where some of the streaks are, where the green ones are, and some of the things are. You don't have to be perfect, just have fun. Basically, I mean, just really, you don't have to be quite exact, and don't overwork it. Just let it, There we go. So that's the green part. Can I see anything else with that? It back in here, back in there. I'm thinking I might go with a little bit of green back in here, green, gray, grayed out uh, color here. So we'll see. Here's the red side of that. Now that probably this color, since it's on the red side, definitely could help with some of the holes and undulations of this, of all this grass areas and stuff here. Definitely back in here behind this one building here, yeah, definitely there's some nice darks back in here. Try to keep those simple. The more you kind of play with them and add colors to them, the more that you're asking people to look there. And it's not really a place to really want them to venture to.
What are you using now? Which color?
This is oxide red light and green. It is on the red side. And you can see how red it is. So it is pretty heavy on the red side. I might use this for the base shadow a little bit more into this guy. This might stand out a little bit better. That looks a little bit better than cool. We'll see. Looks like it went up a little short. I think I'm right there. It's fine. I could go a little bit. This roof's short. Shorted myself on the roof. See how that's coming off and stuff there too? That would be a good kind of stuff that happens. We can get that to happen there. I just ran some of that red oxide up there because of me going with a lot of purples and other stuff up there. So I wanted to get that there. Again, in these areas here, definitely in this little wall here, it goes over here. Look for little things you can bring out because abrupt ends, if you tilt it, it's okay. You just kind of something square down here, a line goes too fast. You want to kind of slow it into there and also be a pointer. So just a little bit more on the red back in here. Little tufts of grass, but we'll get the low areas first before we get there. So definitely my strokes are going to go, come down here. I want you to come down here. I want you to go through this way, come up from here. So if you make your strokes do that, you'll force them into the direction, the eye into the direction you want. Now I'm looking at this going, is that building big enough? I guess so. Yeah. Really tilts down the other way. That's tilts down this way a little bit more. Easy to fix any of this kind of stuff. Yeah. Definitely nothing. You know, this is about the straight as you're going to get on this thing. You don't need too much more. All right. The purples and the other stuff, I'm going to save those, the alizarin and the blue. I'm going to save that color for the cows for later on. I'm going to go switch over to the blue and oxide red, though. This is the oxide red. It's just really rich, just a different spots. This is going to come in nice in the grass areas. I was saying right in here, maybe this building itself with oxide red. Close. It's going to be a nice tone. Has that warmth to it. Blue too. These guys could definitely be, you know, more cows stuff, more cowbell than these ones. That's the blue. Definitely want to get some of that in this roofs there. You might want to get it. Probably start thinking about some windows here. Gonna get some warmth in those windows too. That's the whole key thing is, you know, yeah, you have cool, but then you come back with the warm and drop it right in here too, on top of it. And it gives you, just shoots you into that building. You might not want to go in that building, but you know, just a little red, make that work. Yeah, this should tilt it down a little bit. I don't know why I didn't. Working at an angle here. That's the whole excuse. My excuse. I'm working at an angle. Okay. Bring this purple down so I can feed the red into it. Okay. Mostly everything else is all mid-tones, but we're getting there. Clean this brush a little bit. Okay, we're on to some of our darker darks now, the warm ones. Let's see what these guys we can do. These guys is transparent oxide blue. This is on the oxide side, so it's has a little you know, brown umber to it, and definitely, you know, that warmth and stuff going into this area here. I think it'll come back really nice with just a little bit of white to it. I think this is a really nice color right there. This is, no. This is what I was thinking for this guy mostly. I've got putting colors in here, but so it's not too much this color, but will work. That's about it. Let me see what and this is the blue side of that. We get it onto this stuff. It might be really nice in these cows too. That's what I was kind of doing it, using it for. You know, so when we get to the cows, you know, I guess I could put them in and not. I just don't want to. I'd rather concentrate on the building first and then do that. All right. Next colors are kind of our red browns and stuff like that. Let's go real quick. Transparent oxide and transparent oxide and what is that? Yellow ochre. Definitely, I could see it right here on this section here, behind around the red building. You know, and you can lose it into this section here. Definitely, I'm going to be switching over to a knife at some point. So that's just really that oxide really strong. Now you put it over here on top of these other guys. I'm going to run it into the brick built wall here. No, bricks, stone. Oh, that's a nice color. Goes above this stuff and underneath it. And I'll figure out where the cows go and how to get everything else to work. Just looking at it back in here a little bit, but don't think it's perfect there. Okay. Basically there's just the yellow version of this in here too. Lightening it up. And it will go in probably over here too on the work its way from this side into the painting. I can put a wash in and stuff. I can just get a little bit of color before I go to my lights too quickly here. I'm gonna run in a little bit into here too, just to mess that up. All right. Let's see. Now we're under the reds. We can paint these buildings back here and just get them out of our way. Let me see what this really dark red. This is alizarin and cad yellow or cad red. And I was going to see if I can get this. I'm going to pull it from the bottom up and try to stop about before I get to the roof. Let me see if I can put it in really. Oh, it doesn't want to do it. I got just a little bit of red into it. Okay. I'm going to go to the light side of it and see if I can see if this one works for the. This is alizarin and little ochre, yellow ochre, pale ochre in it. I'm looking at this building back in here, trying to get it in. There you go. 3/4 of it done. All right, I'm going to switch to a bristle brush. Pretty much just a squared one, and this one's just a. Got to get all the weight out of it. But we are in the into the midtones and stuff. I'm going to just a touch of this red from these buildings. Just touch this in the red areas. I'm thinking maybe this barn was maybe painted, had some red stain to it before a long time ago. All right. Now we'll get to some of the painting. Now it's a bristle brush, maybe a knife, a little bit of both probably. All right. Gonna go start down here again with phthalo green and alizarin. Mid-tone about a 7. And I want to try and get it to the edge here. There you go. And draw it up. I'm just going to worry about the green areas. Pretty much a couple little squared up spots that come up straight. Everything else is just little areas, which I'll come back and do. Maybe there's a door. Let's switch over to a warmer green now for the door. It's going to be a mix of a few colors. Not there. Okay. Bring some purple into it. This is be alizarin and phthalo. Again with the white to 8. start to bring it down from the top here a little bit, start to give it some age. I'm gonna look at it up here too for this roof. Go back to the green a little bit, and this is the warm side. This is the oxide green. This is green and oxide red. I was thinking in here, in the middle of this area right in here, you just see in here a little bit. So I want the dark all the way around it, but just in the middle, right in here, you can just see a little light showing through. Could be a little bit warmer. Looks like it might be. Let me see if the red side just helped it a little bit. Yeah. Coming back to the red side, this definitely in these areas here, these almost unpainted areas here, painted wood areas. So I'm going to put it in with a bristle brush, and then maybe come back in with the knife to do all the other stuff. Yeah, just start to enhance these planks and stuff. It's only one color, you know. I think when you add just a little bit more white to the wood, the oxide side, I think it's gonna be really close to what we need. Okay. Again, I'm gonna go to blue and oxide. Gonna skip over the blue and the alizarin and go to the oxide side because I'm thinking that's what this color is gonna be. A lot of that in here into the roof. A little dark, but that's good. More red on the sides. I'm gonna go a little more purple on the sides, corners here. So value wise, yeah, because you can tell I'm way dark on the thing, but that's where we are. Use a little bit of that oxide too here on the roof, here on the edges, coming bringing it down. That's all you have to do. All right. This is, yeah, that's good. Okay. trying to get, I'm gonna get a closer to gray color with the oxide and the alizarin or phthalo green, oxide red light and phthalo green. I just need a closer to non-color for back here. I want a kind of a gray for this area here. That I'm leaving this one. This one's going to go blue. I'm going to go blue there. I want to go green-ish red to gray. Here, too dark anyway. Now I'm just going to come back with the blue I used on the roof here. I want just one section right over this guy. I want to make that tree really cool. Yeah. Put it in over here too, but just wanted to keep it warm. This is the red side of that, blue and oxide too. Just putting it in. There's a tree right here. Oh, well, it's on this side. Just getting that red in there. There we go. Now the warm green, come back in here and just getting a little bit warmer green in here too. This is finally starting to react. Before it was just scratching like nails on a chalkboard there, because it just wasn't, paint was, just basically just being scratched in there instead of, getting laid in there really nice with a lot of paint. Wanted to keep it kind of thin for it to build a bunch of colors in there. That's about it. There. Okay. So we got the reds done. Not bad. Okay, reds. Now we're on to the midtones of these oxide and ochre. Definitely, you can see where these guys are gonna go. Putting them in with a nice bristle brush. Well, this is not a nice bristle brush. This is a little bit, war. And it's really pretty worn. But it'll give me a nice effect consistent with the rest of the paint. So I wanted to be able to not worry about things too much, and you can always erase out areas, but I'd like to be able to, pull strokes through things, grasses like this, and get some nice, more natural reactions. They said I can always race these guys out, so it's not a big deal. Then just start taking it easy around some of these areas over here with this thing. So I can be really close to done in these areas. With, you know, not every area gets the same amount of love. Everything can, you know, be different. That's the medium tone of the more ochre side. Coming in here, it just comes in a few spots here. Really gonna have probably end up painting that one a few times. You know, one after I decide on how the fence has got to go in there, and other things. Man, we're doing well. Okay. I'm going to just drop down and go to my lighter lights. And we'll work on the inside of this barn again. These are lighter versions of these Lizarin and phthalo green. Just think the phthalo green side might be a little too rich there, so I just put some of the purple back into it. But this, I'm going to lay my brush flat and just drag it straight down and just lift it up a little bit, rock it a little bit as I go down. So you get a couple different lines here. Actually, this I paint on the top edge and just pull it down and just lift it up on one side here so I don't get same paint flow. Getting lighter. It's still getting, they're gonna look like they're gonna be a couple steps here. I'm gonna switch over to oxide red light and phthalo green. This is again at probably 5. And it's really should start to lighten this up. Could go a little warmer. Just want to get in here to the very top edge, that line, and just touch it so it's not a too harsh of line. Okay, well, definitely looks like I need some other reds in here. Look like barn reds in the mix. So I'm going to add to the do that oxide light and red light and green mix with white to about a 5. I'm going to just add just a touch of red from the building back here into it. And much more. Maybe I'll just go with some of the building color. Get in here. Yeah. Yeah, so I'm just using some of the building color. Could be a knife too. I could just see about doing it with the knife too. But sort of getting it with that, but I'm still got some knife work. Okay. This building could be longer, it looks like. Everything is going to start getting lighter. We're on our light colors, mid-tones and light colors now. We're getting pretty close. Let's see. I need to lighten up that roof a little bit. That's better, but it could go lighter. What a little phthalo green into it. Phthalo green, alizarin, and white. Basically what I used there, I'm just putting it up here into this blue here, at the very top. Mostly at the top because it can get a little bit reflective light into it, so I can lighten that blue up a little bit more. Okay. I'm gonna paint a few things here. I'm gonna switch down to this is transparent oxide in green. And look at that lightness on these logs here. There's like just 3 logs. Come down here and dig in this area a little bit, darken it in. It's a warm, this is oxide, transparent oxide in blue. Put it in there. And this is the, what I was saying was going to be, I thought it was going to be a hero color, so we will see where it comes in. This is a oxide red and transparent oxide in blue. Yeah, I might have to come back into some of these reds here. Yeah. More on the oxide red side than the green side though, but that helped age that up a little bit. Now when I put in some things, it'll be great. I'm going to bring out my knife and put in a few details here with this. I'm going to use the oxide, transparent oxide in blue. And I'm right above the windows. You know, there's a couple lines in the door here I want to put in with this. You know, this would be good for like creases, maybe even on the red side. In the barn. Even mistakes can be squished around and fixed. Just thinking about putting lines in. This is a green, phthalo green and oxide red light and a white down to about fives. And I'll lay it on my edge of my knife, just see if I can just kind of pull it down here. I kind of want it in between too. I don't want this too green. So I push some of the red back into it. Might even be on the red side to do this. So again, now I just want to do little lines in between for window sections. So I can just and get the sill. So just go around and don't be doing that. And get the bottom of these doors right here. Now back to a synthetic. And again, even when I'm using a synthetic, I'm just gonna put it in nice and clean, let everything happen, not go over it again, just let the paint just kind of mix a little bit. Lighten it up. That's about the right value, and that's what a lot of these areas got to come to. Sometimes you can do it just by a couple boards. So that's why I want to lighten up top here a little bit. And again, just laying the butter brush flat and pulling it down. Okay, I'm just gonna throw in the sky real quick. Keep it a little warmer at the bottom. Could be warmer. That feels cool. Warmer. That's lighter. It's too bright. Gonna be way too bright. It's bright around half. This is the color I said was the right color. I mean, yeah, it's pretty close. But closer to this. So a lot warmer than that. So that color, this color I'm using now is oxide, transparent oxide again. With just a little phthalo in it, a lot of white. Because that light is not going to be right. You know, value again, probably around a 3. touch warmer. Touch more red into it. No. 9 o'clock already. I got 15 minutes to put in 4 cows. Less than 5 minutes a cow. My God, it's like worse than milking them. I'll put in a couple. Let's say that's done. No, but this is oxide, transparent oxide, with a little bit of blue in it and white. That's what I'm using for the sky. Little heavy. All right. I will put a couple cows in, at least this big one. Definitely wanted to put in some of the grass before I did that, though. Like I said, follow the money. Lines here. One here. We want them to go here. Skip through this area. Oop. Didn't mean to do that. Oh, that's what happens. Rush a little bit. Those guys right. Okay. Never going to get a black cow out of here, so let's race out a square. And neck. Okay. Nice synthetic. clean. No white in it. Now I'm gonna go with my darkest darks. I have to go back to those. Go with the phthalo and purple, or alizarin. Really green showing through there. There's one. Definitely to put in some alizarin and blue into these guys, especially at the bottom. Maybe there's going to be a little warmth too. Okay. Pretty dark. You're going to find the warm reds, probably anything with oxide and blue in it. Definitely is going to be in like all your underneath shadows. And then on the legs, you can definitely do the legs with that. And come back with the oxide and oxide red and blue. Going on the blue side. That's just going to hit a few spots. The shoulders, right above the belly and hip. Coming down the neck a little bit. And that'll be as far as we can go right now. Let's see what you guys did. So you guys probably did a better job than I did on this. Well, that's fine. Into the so here we go. We're bringing in lots to do here, but you know, some of that kind of way you put it in, if you put it in fast, sometimes you get better amounts of paint, you know, left in here. You put it in fast, you know, just not enough paint here, but and then I'll just have to go back in and, you know, unfatten these all these guys up a little bit. They got a little heavy. And then, you know, work the colors out one more time here with these guys, pull out a couple boards, and that's it. You know, put a couple windows in, clean up this guy back in here a little bit, and pull some of the sky down. Again, like I said, it's a warmer sky than I thought when I was mixing it. You know, that's the thing, is my printer did go out and stuff. So, you know, I'm using what I got on the screen there. It looks a little more warmth than that. So that's, and I think it works better too. So let's see what we got here. Everybody turn their stuff on and we'll see how we're doing. What is it? Oh, it's only 9:08. Oh, so we got half an hour, guys. Sorry, it's only 9:08. I got another 10 minutes. You want me to keep painting, or you guys just want to go through critiques right now? Everybody's quiet. Everybody shut off.
Well, I lost you a long time ago, but
Oh, did you?
yeah.
Was it my fault?
No, just can't keep up. But
I was going pretty fast today, huh?
no, well, you're just going the way you go. That's good.
Okay. All right. See,
At least we got a recording.
but you got to play the recording back fast then to make up for it. So what I would be doing is going back into the grasses a little bit, touching them up a little bit with a bristle brush. Kind of a funky bristle brush might be the best way to go. And just touching these guys up. Look for little posts when you can. Scratches, things like that. Didn't put in the fence here. You know, that's the kind of little stuff that's going to make this. And then, you know, kind of a couple of twigs coming through here and digging through. Let me do the sky. I want to do one thing here. I want a bad bristle brush. Put that in again. I just want to pull this down into this tree here. Tree back here. Put these. I just soften it. This long back line. And put more paint up there, but I have to make paint mixed. I do want to darken that up. So maybe I do gotta mix it. Over here, right there's some trees going in. So I'm just kind of scratching the paint here. I got to come all the way down. and do what I told myself to do. Don't let this thing run into that thing and run into that thing. Oh, we'll see. All right. This cow on a diet. Should never rush them because then I like that. I just create more problems than anything else. I think I have to paint that silo too because it just looks like it's not part of the scene. I can I think that's it. One of the things I'd love to do is put in fence posts with a knife. It's a tree. I didn't put in this tree either. I'll get them in. All right. Way too bright. Yeah, I think I got my. This could have been longer. I kind of trying to came out that way a little bit longer on this. Oh well, I can do it. Easy fix. All right. Let's see how everybody else did. All right. Let's see what we got here. Now we can turn on our cameras. I know I did that once before this year. We got done too early, and I just usually when I'm done, I kind of feel a clock ticking in my head about what time it is. So didn't work out. It's a little early, which my fault. All right, Char, Linda, Mike, Sharon, Kathleen, and iPhone 4. Turn your stuff on. Let's see what you've been doing. See if you guys been following. If you were lost as much as Kathleen has. It's good Kathleen got lost. She was getting a little bit big for her britches there. She's been doing too many good paintings. Linda's first. Congrats, Linda.
How am I first?
I can go, Jim.
No, Linda's first because
Okay.
you're right there, Michael.
I'm so far behind.
You cannot be behind. This is an easy one.
Oh, no, it's not. And I'm not sure I'm gonna be putting the cows in either. Let me see.
You don't have to put the cows in. I can send it to you without the cows too.
Okay.
Really good drawing. I love the way you were attacked that. That has a lot of character. It's real interesting about that's the thing is you don't have to be perspective wise right. You can make things at angles and stuff. That looks pretty good. In fact, I would always say the buildings look
Get
good.
those buildings to look like they're back building, like look like they're in the right.
Space.
Exactly.
Right. Yeah, they could. Yours are a little bright. You probably a value. So I bring in some darks back into it, and and a lot of it's just rubbing on the outsides of the shapes, especially the big shape. It's more on the outsides that you give it some dirt, and down. And that's it. And just you got the light value, you have it, but you just need to get a little more, bring back the dark value back into it. That's it. That's really good. You don't have to paint the cows in there, but get some of the other stuff back, the walls and stuff like that in there. Those were just kind of fun. And have some fun with the grasses.
Yeah.
Okay.
All
And
right.
got the tree in. You have so much to do. What the heck you been doing?
Oh, I know. I was way behind,
Yeah.
but it's okay. It's all right.
Great start, Linda.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Come on, Linda. Come on.
I'm
Okay,
out of
let's go.
practice. I'm out of practice.
Yeah. Oh,
All right.
there,
Thank you.
there she goes. Man, I'm out of practice. Wait a
Hi.
second. I'm going to Mike here. Yeah, there we go. Here's Mike. Oh, Mike. And Mike, I knew Mike liked this one. Look at that. He's shooting from way back here. Then we're moving in.
There you go.
Wow. That's a fun building. All right. Make sure it doesn't get lost with the woods in the way back.
Yeah.
Push the sky down there and use that to push that back. Good job on the building colors, reds. They look like this could be in Indiana, Mike.
Yeah. How do you get that, Jim, to go back? The trees?
Just gray them out, just a little bit more white. Use a little sky into them and use the sky to soften them back down.
Okay.
And you'll get that natural feel to them. You look really good, Mike. Really good job. A lot of knife work.
Yeah, quite a bit there at the end. Yep.
I'm going to say, that you cleaned up some nice lines and stuff. That's a nice looking barn.
Yeah, thanks. This is fun. Thanks for doing it, Jim.
No problem. That looks good. Congrats.
Nice texture.
Really is. Yeah. So knife would be a good one to bring in there. Let's go with Kathleen. Let's see what she's doing.
Well, I cropped mine in a little.
Was that who's wait?
Can you see it?
Wait. There you are.
Oh,
There. Ooh.
I mean,
Oh, you went vertical.
yeah. Whoops. The color's really bad. I need to work on it, but
No, I don't think your color's not really that bad. That building looks shitty. The colors in it are shitty colors.
yeah.
You nailed it. You nailed those colors. That's really not bad. You might be on the bright side in some of the light areas, but
Yeah. Well, I
otherwise,
haven't really filled it in yet, but
yeah. And your cows look good. I like them. You got the right size for the so far.
thanks.
Good job. The reds look good. The buildings look good. I think that's going to turn out really nice.
Okay, well, I'll keep working on it, but
Yeah. You have
Yeah.
nothing else to do. You have to.
that's right. That's what being retired's about.
Heck yeah, we're all retired. Nothing else going on in our
Well, I
lives.
gotta go fishing.
Oh yeah, that's true. Fishing. All right.
Okay,
Char,
thanks.
turn your mute mic on.
Okay,
And who else we got here? Let's see. Play spotlight. There you go. Yeah, Char, this should be right up your alley too, right? This is like right down the street from you,
yeah,
probably.
sure. My grass.
There you go. You got the yeah. You got the colors beautifully. Nice work on the colors and the drawing, of course. And oh, you got the cows in there too. You see, you're fast too. You're really fast, Sharp. Congrats. That's
You're
looking
hard to
fun.
keep up with.
Yeah, well, but still, congrats. That looks fabulous. Okay, push a little more red in that front building. A
This
little more
the
red.
big one or this
No,
one?
little one,
yeah,
yeah.
okay.
Get that a little more richer. No, the
Okay.
big building, man. I think the colors are really, really close. Well, good enough. Well, within range of what you need there, and even the things. Okay, I'd say there's that background color behind the silo, next to the silo. That's a little rich. But
Yeah, the silo's too blue too, but
that's okay. I'd say grade those things out
yeah.
and work the grass a little bit brighter, and you've gotten it. Really good, fabulous. Congrats.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, let's see. Sharon, turn your stuff on. Who's iPhone 4? Who's that today? Well, that might be. I don't know who. I don't know who that is.
I'm here.
All right. We are missing no Laura. Laura didn't show up. Okay, Sharon here. Okay, Sharon's here. Okay. There we go. Let's see, Sharon. Nice work on the last one too.
Thank you.
Really great job.
Yeah, I got really behind. I had a couple shows to submit for. So,
Oh well, that's okay. You can be
Yeah.
behind. All right, nice job. This is some fun stuff going on in here. Your cow, bring the grasses up and lose a little bit length in the cow's legs, and you're
Okay.
good. That's about it. I would say look for a little more reds in spots in the grass.
okay.
The building looks fabulous. Really great job there. That has some age to it, a distance. It has some nice light to it. I would say the only thing I would say, looking for a little dark between the two buildings, the red building and the big
yeah.
building, just right there, right between the two. They just get a little too light.
Right.
And so you're, just that. And, sign it and mail it off.
Yeah. Well, thank you. It was a good one.
Hey, girl, you're painting very fast. Congrats.
Well, I'm getting faster.
You are getting faster and quicker and better. That's more
Well,
confident.
and I'm learning to walk away from it.
Yeah.
So
Well, congrats. That looks fabulous.
thanks.
All right. Now, I'm not sure who iPhone 4 is. Let me see.
That's Monica.
That's Monica here. Monica, what are you doing here? How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Been good. Thanks for all the chatter to me. I'm always happy to hear it. Always need it. You always need it. Thanks. Okay. Well then that's it. We are done. I mean, we got a few more classes left, but this was our easy one compared to what's going to happen next week to you. I'm so sorry. I'm saying I'm sorry already, but hey, we got to do some tough ones, and then we'll end up with some nicer ones at the end. All right.
How many do we have left?
I think we got 3 more classes left.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, 3 more classes, and So I'm gonna beat you up on the next one, maybe the next one after that, and then I'll let you off the hook on the last one for whatever.
That's good.
Okay, you guys been warned. Well, you guys have a great week. Finish your week off nice, and we'll see you all next week.
Okay.
Thank
That's
you.
good. Thanks. I lost my video, but I can still hear you guys. See you
Okay.
later.